welcome to a new studio vlog. This week we're going to be focusing on the autumn update for my shop, and I'm really excited to get started on it, so let's get into the video. Hi, I'm Amanda, and here at ALLJArt we make mistakes, learn from them, encourage each other and grow together. So if you want to join in on the journey of becoming the artist that you want to be, then subscribe, hit the bell and come along for the ride. So I have a list here in my bullet journal of all the things that I want to make for this launch. I have decided that I need to make more videos to do with this because I just don't have time to make videos about anything else. I am still trying to do the 100-day project, but we are focusing on this more because I need to, because the shop launch is going to be in a couple of weeks and I haven't got half the stuff done that I wanted to get done. I haven't even ordered the prints yet. I'm going to do that today, but I got a little bit scared, so I'm going to order them so that they come in just in time and you get to see them in a future vlog probably, because this will not go out after they come, I think. But I have a little list, so I want to make a bookmark, a Thanksgiving greetings card probably. I might scrap the cards because I don't really know what cards to make, but I really do want to make cards. I have a couple of card blanks that I could use to make cards, but I just don't know what kind of designs people would like. I probably need to do some research on that. I also want to make a witchy / Halloween sticker pack. I don't know whether to make a full witchy one and then because obviously witches are quite, they have a lot that you could make, and then just a general Halloween one, or if I should make witchy, vampire-y, different things. I'm not sure yet. And then I also want to make mushroom stickers because I've been wanting to draw or doodle little mushrooms for a while, so I want to do that. And then I want to make the bookmarks too, and I'm just probably going to make the bookmarks from some of the same designs and change them up a little bit just so that we don't have too much to do. But I still want everything to have a good variety of choice, so we're going to do that. And I also want to do single die cut stickers from my past designs, which won't be directly related to the autumn launch, but they will be available on my shop around about the same time, just because I want to update those and make sure that they are available for purchase. I'm thinking that we're going to have 7-ish different products, not including the single die cut stickers. So I'm excited, but it's a lot of work to do, so we need to get started right away, otherwise I will not be able to get it all done. First things first though, let's order the prints. Hello. So even though I am an advocate for not liking these, I am doing it a lot recently, but at the weekend I just did a lot of drawing and recorded it all in various formats like this one, and then I ended up turning it into a screen recording because it was just easier not to have the tripod looming over the top of me. But we have here, I am trying to illustrate some designs for the witchy series thing that I want to do, and I started off with making witches in The Sims and then posing them in certain ways, but then it just looked too Simsy. I think my problem is that I am trying to, when I use references, I try to go too much for that style rather than my own. So we'll see in the future what I do to combat that. But I did a few different illustrations of this witch at a cauldron and it just wasn't working out, especially when I start on another witch and I end up doing a little stained glass window in the background and it just became too busy. And I know that if I coloured it and outlined it and did all that stuff, I could probably make it look okay, but I just wasn't feeling it. So I skipped this illustration pretty fast. I don't even show you the whole thing. I move on to illustrating some bookmarks because I've been having trouble with bookmarks. I know that patterns work well for them, but I've seen a lot of illustrators just plonk a character in there, add a little bit of detail, and then away they go and they look great. So I was like, I'm gonna do that. So I added my fox illustration in there and I was trying to put some leaves in the background so that it looked sort of more full, and it just wasn't working. The orientation of it just wasn't working. The leaves weren't very good either. I feel like I'm talking far too quickly about this because it's not even here yet, but it just wasn't going the way that I wanted it to. And I just got a text message about my delivery from my dad. Still not here. Anyway, yeah, it just wasn't going the way that I wanted it to. The leaves there was too much of them, they were too small, and then I was trying too many different things and it just wasn't working. So I scrapped that idea, and we'll get to that in a minute when the footage catches up with my talking. Here we go, here's the fox.
So yeah, I put the fox in, resized it so that it was kind of in a good way, and then you see me mucking about with these leaves. Another thing to do with these leaves, if you're doing this, when you copy and paste an illustration, a lot of times it starts to get darker and darker and darker for some reason. I don't know why it does this, but I forgot about this fact and I spent ages doing these leaves and I just wasted a lot of time trying to make it look good. And here's me doing the swoopy wind way that I decided to do, and as you can see already the leaves are getting darker, and I just didn't notice until I had already went halfway through and I zoomed out and I was like, whoa, these leaves are darker. So I deleted those and tried again, and it was just not working. So I don't know, I'm not very good at designing bookmarks, but like I say, the people that do them, I don't know how they do them or why they try it. So then I decided to add my little woman on here, and I like this a lot more. It's a lot more simple and it's really good. And then I flick back to this again, trying to do the leaves thing, and then I was like, I'm just going to give up and do this potion. Now, I already illustrated this potion, but I didn't record it because I just forgot to, and I was having quite a lot of fun, and I really liked the way that the potion bottle came out, and then I added that one to the bookmark, and I've saved that for later. I don't know if I'm going to like those or not. Tell me what you think in the comments below. I'll actually just put a picture of the finished one so that you can see it, and I'll show you at the end as well, if I decide to print them, what they actually look like. And then I decided to actually illustrate something from scratch based on the fact that I know that this is going to go on a bookmark. Now, Tor, I shared this with Tor, the finished one, and she said that it is a little bit too busy for a bookmark, but we'll get to that in a minute. So I decided to create my character Tiana, which for August launch, I don't think, well, not August, but for autumn launch, I don't think this is the best way to go, because Tiana is supposed to be bright and happy and she likes yellows, and that's what I was going to depict in this picture. So I was drawing, and by the way, I'm really happy with the way that I can draw bodies in weird shapes now. I've noticed that when I try to draw something and I say, right, I'm drawing a person sitting reading a book, I can't do it. But if I say, right, I'm drawing these shapes contorted in this way to look like somebody's drawing a book, then I seem to be able to draw it better. So yeah, she's sitting on the floor and she has a book, and then I decided that I wanted a cat to, look at my cat, a cat to be in there, even though she doesn't have a cat, but I'm actually thinking about giving her a black cat. In there sitting on her photos and being really annoying, and then there's a pile of books, and also I add a chair, a dresser and a camera in there. Obviously this is the camera, I decide to move it up later on, and then in the background there's a bunch of like pictures stuck on the wall, and I skipped to that because I missed the footage. Now here's me trying to be better at drawing a cat, and this is where I decided to just look at the shapes first and try and not think about the fact that I was drawing a cat and not copy the reference, just draw the shapes and then draw what I think a cat looks like. And I know that this can lead to very boring illustrations, like if you draw a tree, it's a stump with a cloud on top of it basically, and you shouldn't do that. But the way that I did this, it made me really feel like I was getting somewhere with drawing cats, because this is the first time that I've actually been happy with the cat that I've drawn. Because it was a reference from a real picture, but I made it in a way that it was a little bit more cartoony. And here is an example of something that I do when I draw things from reference, is that I'll try and be too realistic. Can you see the claws? So the claws looked like they were obviously individual fingers attached to this paw, and then the claws came out of the thing, and that just made it too realistic. And I was thinking, when I sketch this, or colour it rather, I would probably try and just do it a little bit too realistically to try and make it look like an actual cat paw. So here at the back paw, I decided to do those cartoon paws where they're just little bumps to indicate that there's toes there, and I think that's much better, so I do that with the paws. So if you can tell, I'm just little breakthroughs happen with my art sometimes, and I'm just like, oh, that's how you do it, and then it just clicks and it's awesome. So my son actually interrupted me at this point asking me a question and I went away, and I haven't edited this footage, like cut out stuff, so that's why there'll be little gaps. So yeah, the cat in the reference was actually shutting its eyes, and I did think that I was going to do it like that because it would be a little bit more realistic to where the cat's not actually looking at the camera, he's just like stretching and shutting his eyes. But you know, whatever. It's fine. And obviously I'm going to colour this cat black, and I'm going to give him white accents around his eyes. So yeah, that's fun. Also perspective. I actually knew what I was doing with the perspective, but also the first picture that I drew looks like it's like tilting up towards the camera, and it's not supposed to be doing that. It's supposed to be lying flat on the floor, and then the cat's obviously standing on it. I had so much fun drawing these little pictures, but I don't know what I'm going to do with the finished illustration, whether I'm going to actually draw pictures on these photos on the wall and on the photos on the floor, or if I'm just going to draw some colours and blend it out to make it look like it's not focused, because the focus of the illustration isn't the photos in the picture, it's obviously the girl reading, the cat and the dresser and all that stuff. So yeah, but I went for a kind of shabby chic style, and I really like it. So here's me just refining the lines. These are not actually line art lines, they're just lines to indicate that's where I want the colouring to finish, because I think I'm going to do this in a lineless style. It's going to take me a long time, so I'm hoping that I can actually get this finished before I end this video so that I can show you the finished result, but I don't think that's going to be possible. This video's got to go up tomorrow, and I still have to print out the other bookmarks, and I also want to make sure this video is edited, subtitled, ready to go by tomorrow. So I'll try my hardest to colour this tonight and maybe show you the finished illustration tomorrow. But it is, I really like it, and this is the kind of art that I like to do when I don't have the pressure of a YouTube video, because I love having elements in the drawing that's a lot and that tells a story as well, and I have a long way to go with that. One of my biggest inspirations is somebody on Instagram, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you will know who they are, but I can't even remember their name. And I don't know even how I would be able to find that without scrolling through Instagram for a while, but they do beautiful environmental illustrations. It's always a girl, and I think they have a dog as well, and the dog has a name, but it's beautiful and I love it, and that's kind of what I strive for, just environments that are well lit, tell a story, interesting, intricate, those kind of environments. And obviously I need to study a lot and do a lot of work with that, but I want to just forget about the fact that I have to do YouTube videos and try and do this a lot more, make it a lot better. So yeah, anyway, this is what I've came up with, and I'm gonna quickly jump to me showing you things in real life. But right now my face is a mess, and I don't think I'll show you my face, but I'll show you the finished product. So I hope that was okay for you. I'll try and make the video a little bit more interesting at the end, so stick around for that and I'll see you in a sec. I don't like these. These are really bad. So they're too flimsy, first of all. I definitely need to invest in heavier weight paper, because I was looking through my paper and I literally don't have any. So this is what the print would look like, which I'm happy about, but I think that the bookmarks are too wobbly, especially if they're going to be this long. I want to keep them this long just because it's easier for me to print them, and also that was the test print. Then I printed them again so that they would look like this. It just shows you how bad the colours can go if you choose the wrong setting. I think that these are far too flimsy, and also my paper cutter, I need to invest in a better paper cutter, because it causes inconsistencies, it causes rips and tears. It's not the best, but I just don't think that the bookmarks are decent. They look okay, but I just think they're too flimsy, and I need to invest in some better paper and a better paper cutter. I think that if I got my current paper cutter to work properly, that would be a good one, because a lot of other artists use it. This one, the paper trimmer, isn't the best, so I don't really want to spend any more money, so I think I might actually scrap the bookmark idea for a while, just until I can figure it out that I made. And I definitely think I need to invest in better paper for them. They do really well, but sorry, the bookmarks, some of the designs do really well. Some of them haven't even sold at all. So I stopped printing the bookmarks just because it was a waste of paper, but I definitely do think that it's good to bring out a bookmark or two in a collection. I just don't think that these are the best of quality, and I would be embarrassed if I sold these to somebody, even if they were cut properly and they were obviously the right style on both sides. I just think even holding a stack of them, they still don't feel very good together. Like they don't feel the best. So yeah, scrapping the bookmark idea for now, and I'll work on something else, which will probably be stickers, because I know that I can make those good. Although I don't have any sticker paper left, we'll have to work on die cut stickers. Okay, so I actually did a test print on my watercolour paper, and these are much better. I think that it would be cost effective to make these. They're still a little bit flimsy, but not as flimsy as these. I think it's because they're so long, because I can't actually find it, but I printed my old bookmarks on this paper, but they were a little bit shorter, maybe about that much, and they were a lot less flimsy, but there is still some inconsistencies. For example, this one is much wider than that one, so the whole illustration fits in, whereas that one's cut off, and this one fits in, this one does, but these two cut off, and I think these are two of the end ones. They are double-sided, which is good. Yeah, so this one's skinnier, these two are skinnier, and I think that was just because, well, it happened with these as well. See, this one is skinny as well, so these are the same size. I think it was just the way that I divided the paper. So I do like these a lot better, and I think they're worth it. If I were to make these, it would cost £1 per 6, so 16p-ish each to make, and that's not including ink, so I would say about 50p, so I would be making a £1 profit because I sell these at £1.50, and I think that's fair for bookmarks. The print is much better on the watercolour paper, and just the general feel of them, because this feels flimsy and thin, and this feels thick and nice, although I don't know, it just seems thinner than usual. I don't understand, but I do prefer these a lot better, so I'm happy with these, and I think I'll just order some watercolour paper because I need to anyway, and just make maybe a batch of 12 of them or something, because I don't think they're going to do as well as some of the other stuff that I have made. Hello, we are back with another voiceover and another speed paint, and I know that I said that I wasn't going to do this, but I am, so let's deal with it, shall we? But I like talking to you while there's something going on in the background, so that's good. Anyway, I decided to do this, finish it. I spent all night and all day, well, all morning this morning, finishing up this illustration, and I have things to say about it. One, I want to stress that I am really proud of this, but there are things that are niggling at the back of my mind a little bit about it. But I do want to stress that I do like this, but I can see where I can improve, and I can see where I want to change the direction of my art. So I am not bashing myself, I'm not being negative, I'm just telling you how I feel about it. And if you want to bash me in the comments about that, then go ahead, but I'll just delete them. Because I'm sick of people saying that you can't say negative things about your art without being constructive towards yourself, or without being so negative and downing, and a Debbie Downer, basically. Anyway, so the thing that I think that I love about this illustration is that I did it and it came out semi-like the way that I wanted it to. It looks like an illustration, it looks like a person sitting on the floor reading a book in her room with her cat, pile of books, and I just like the detail that I added to it. I know that there could have been lots more detail because it looks a little bit clean, but that seems to be the way that my art goes. If you remember my key worker illustration, even though there was like bits lying all over the floor like shoes, and there was mask, and there was stuff on the table and things, it still looked clean. And I prefer painterly but painterly takes a long time. Now this illustration took me, and I didn't really count, but I seen that most of the clips were between 1 and 2 hours long. So, and I had 5 clips for just the colouring part, and then I had 4 clips for the sketching part. So it took me around about 10 hours ish, not set in stone, but it did take me a long time. And if I were to go any further with this illustration and make it exactly the way that I wanted it to, it would have took me a longer time. And because I was doing this for myself, because I decided to do this on a tangent, like on a whim, but I was also aware that I was going to put it in this video, I felt like I had to rush because this video has to go up in a couple of hours. So I could have spent more time on it, and that's one of the key things that I know that I lack in my illustrations now, because before, when I was happy with my illustration style, before I decided that I didn't want to be more realistic, I would spend hours and hours and hours on a drawing, and I would like the results. So time is definitely something that I could work on, not worrying if it's gonna be finished in time for a video. But then I really hate posting videos when there's not a finished illustration, and that's why I decided to spend all night and all morning on it. Obviously I didn't stay up all night. I went to bed at 12, but I spent from like 6 o'clock at night until 12 o'clock at night doing this illustration, and then I also spent from 8 o'clock this morning until pretty much a couple of hours ago, which was at about 11 o'clock in the morning, because then I had to obviously speed up the footage and render that, and that's why it took so long. But anyway, yes, I'm not talking much about the techniques and stuff that I'm using or what I'm actually doing in the drawing, because it's going so fast and it's a bit scary how fast it is, and I can't really talk about each individual element. But I will say that I'm really happy with that chair, because the chair was something that I just loved painting. I loved making it look like there was more puffiness to the actual chair in the cushions. It looks like there's stuffing in it and it's bulging out. I do go back in and darken it a little bit, and I know that the contrast in this illustration isn't very good. I know that I could have went darker with the shadows, lighter with the highlights, but it was supposed to be for a bookmark, and I spent 12 hours on it, 10 hours on it. So a bookmark with 12 hours of work, basically, and it to be sold at £1.50 each. There is some, I mean, I could have had like, if this was a commission, I could have charged like £600 to £1,000 for this thing, based on hours, if you were gonna do the hourly rate thing. But obviously I wouldn't ask for that amount of money for a commission. But it was actually making me think that I could maybe start up commissions for banners or something along these lines, because I really enjoyed the orientation, although I do wish that I didn't draw it on this orientation. But the whole point of drawing it on this orientation was so that it would fit onto a bookmark without having to cut anything out. But now I can only use this illustration for a bookmark or for something that's really long. I could probably edit it so that it would fit on other products, but it just seems that this is going to be the way that it is, and I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. So yeah, I don't like making products just for I don't like making art for certain products or for products at all. I like to make art, and then if it fits on a product, it's fine. But I really enjoyed doing this, and I'm so happy that I did. If you could see, if I would stop flicking between and to and through, I drew some really quick, painted some really quick illustrations in the background on the photos, and then blurred it because I didn't want that to be the main focus of the illustration. I wanted, obviously, the main focus to be the girl who's reading, Tiana, and the cat, and then the dresser and the chair and the books and her phone and stuff. So I wanted that to be all in focus, and the rest of it wasn't in focus, mainly because I knew that I couldn't spend the time on the pictures to make them look like decent photographs unless I copied and pasted something in that was royalty free or something, but then it just wouldn't really fit in with the illustration. So I just decided to blur it, put some details in and blur it so that it looked like they were there but out of focus and not the focus of the illustration. So I'm happy about that. But yeah, I'm so happy that I did this, and I know that I could learn a lot from it. If I were to spend more time on it, I definitely know that I could push it, because I know that I can go into really good detail with things because I've done it before, but I'm trying to find a happy medium where I don't spend too much time on the details and I just add enough to suggest that there's details there so that your eye can fill it in yourself and so that I can keep having fun and making new illustrations. But this has fueled the fire in me. I want to do more illustrations like this, like backgrounds, and actually have a character in there, and lighting. I really want to play with lighting. I know that the lighting in this illustration isn't the best and it could definitely be improved, but I just like it. And I wasn't going to do Tiana for this illustration collection, for this autumn collection, because she's more of a bright, happy person, but I think that bright, happy people can be in environments that are not bright and happy. And I don't think this isn't bright and happy because of the colour palette that I used, which was Design Seeds. I'm sorry if I repeat myself. I don't know what I've said because Caden interrupted me, so I had to start again. Anyway, I used the colour palette from Design Seeds and it was autumn based colour palette. And I think that it's a happy, nice colour palette, but I kept on telling myself that I couldn't have Tiana in an autumn place because she's not an autumn person, but it doesn't matter. Just because you're not an autumn person doesn't mean that you can't be in an autumn place. In real life, you're in autumn, winter, summer and spring. So yeah, this is getting close to the end now. So I'm going to show you the finished illustration. Here it is in all its glory, and I'm really happy with it. Tell me what you think in the comments below, and I'm actually going to end this video just because I want to get it up. So thank you so much for watching, and please remember to comment, subscribe if you haven't already, hit the bell and like the video if you want to give it a little thumbs up, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!